Хороший вы, блядь, человек.
Ну и что тут? just as popular, there's just fewer of us.
We're wearing you out. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm glad to see that you're practicing social distancing. That looks very nice. That's very good. I want to thank everybody for being here today. This morning I spoke with the leaders of the G7 nations, and they really had a good meeting. I think it was a very, very productive meeting. I also spoke with our nation's governors. And this afternoon, we're announcing new guidelines for every American to follow over the next 15 days as we combat the virus. Each and every one of us has a critical role to play in stopping the spread and transmission of the virus. We did this today. This was done by a lot of very talented people, some of whom are standing with me, and that's available. And Dr. Birx will be speaking about that in just a few minutes. It's important for the young and healthy people to understand that while they may experience milder symptoms, they can easily spread this virus, and they will spread it indeed, putting countless others in harm's way. We especially worry about our senior citizens. The White House Task Force meets every day and continually updates guidelines based on the fast evolving situation that this has become all over the world. It's all over the world. It's incredible what's happened in such a short period of time. On the guidelines of the task force, the new modeling conducted by Dr. Birx, and our consultation with governors, we've made the decision to further toughen the guidelines and blunt the infection now. We'd much rather be ahead of the curve than behind it, and that's what we are. Therefore, my administration is recommending that all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people, avoid discretionary travel, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts. If everyone makes this change or these critical changes and sacrifices now, we will rally together as one nation, and we will defeat the virus, and we're going to have a big celebration all together. With several weeks of focused action, we can turn the corner and turn it quickly. A lot of progress has been made. I'm also pleased to report today that a vaccine candidate has begun the phase 1 clinical trial. This is one of the fastest vaccine development launches in history, not even close. We're also racing to develop antiviral therapies and other treatments, and we've had some promising results, early results, but promising, to reduce the severity and the duration of the symptoms. And I have to say that our government is prepared to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, we're doing. We're doing it in every way. And with that, I'd like to just introduce Dr. Birx, who's going to discuss some of the things that we strongly recommend. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think you know over the last months, we've taken very bold action to stop the virus from coming to our shores. And because of that, we gained time to really get together and understand the progress across the globe of what has worked and what hasn't worked. We now need to appeal to every single American so that they can have their role in stopping the spread of this virus. We've talked about things before about washing your hands, but we really want to focus on if you are sick, no matter who you are, please stay home. If someone in your household is diagnosed with this virus, the entire household should quarantine in the house to prevent spread of the virus to others. The reason we're taking these strong and bold steps is because we know there is virus spread before you develop symptoms, and then we know that there's a large group, we don't know the precise percent yet, that actually is asymptomatic or has such mild cases that they continue to spread the virus. If your children are sick, please keep them home. Now to our older population or those with pre-existing medical conditions, everyone in the household needs to focus on protecting them. Everyone in the household. I want to speak particularly to our largest generation now, our millennials. I have the mom of two wonderful millennial young women who are bright and hardworking, and I will tell you what I told to them. They are the core group that will stop this virus. They are the group that communicates successfully, independent of picking up a phone. They intuitively know how to contact each other without being in large social gatherings. We're asking all of them to hold their gatherings to under 10 people, not just in bars and restaurants, but in homes. We really want people to be separated at this time, to be able to address this virus comprehensively that we cannot see, for which we don't have a vaccine or a therapeutic. The only thing we have right now is the amazing ingenuity and compassion of the American people. We're appealing to all Americans to take these steps, to protect each other, and to ensure that the virus doesn't spread. These guidelines are very specific, they're very detailed. They will only work if every American takes this together to heart and responds as one nation and one people to stop the spread of this virus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Birx. So just to connect with what I mentioned to you in previous discussions in this room, and Dr. Birx said it very well, that in order to be able to contain and curtail this epidemic to not reach its maximum capability, we have a two-pillar approach, one of which I believe has been very effective in preventing the substantial seeding, and namely the travel restrictions that we've discussed many times in this room. The other, equally, if not more important, is when you have infection in your own country, which we do, and I could read the numbers, but they're really essentially what we've seen yesterday, incremental increases both globally as well as in the United States, with the curve doing that. So therefore, the kinds of things that we do are containment and mitigation. What we're mentioning now, the guidelines, when you look at them carefully, I believe if the people in the United States take them seriously, because they were based on some rather serious consideration back and forth. Some may look at them and say they're going to be really inconvenient for people. Some will look and say, well, maybe we've gone a little bit too far. They were well thought out. And the thing that I want to re-emphasize, and I'll say it over and over again, when you're dealing with an emerging infectious diseases outbreak, you are always behind where you think you are if you think that today reflects where you really are. That's not word speak. It means if you think you're here, you're really here because you're only getting the results. Therefore, it will always seem that the best way to address it would to be doing something that looks like it might be an overreaction. It isn't an overreaction. It's a reaction that we feel is commensurate, which is actually going on in reality. So take a look at the guidelines, read them carefully, and we hope that the people of the United States will take them very seriously, because they will fail if people don't adhere to them. We have to have, as a whole country, cooperate and collaborate to make sure these get done. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. President, a lot of people are concerned about how long all of this might last. Do you have any kind of estimate that if Americans really were to band together
Right.
and do what the White House is suggesting, how quickly you could turn this corner?
My favorite question, I ask it all the time. How many times, Anthony? I think I ask him that question every day, and I speak to Deborah, I speak to a lot of them. I get the opinion. So it seems to me that if we do a really good job, we'll not only hold the death down to a level that is much lower than the other way, had we not done a good job. But people are talking about July August, something like that. So it could be right in that period of time where it washes through. Other people don't like that term, but where it washes through.
So is this the new normal until the height of the summer?
We'll see what happens, but they think August, could be July, could be longer than that. But I've asked that question many, many times. Yes.
That being said, Mr. President, Americans today and looking forward are living with so much anxiety and so
Yeah.
much fear facing uncertainty right now. I'm curious, how are you talking to your own family about this? How are you talking to your youngest son? Do you empathize with this sense of anxiety? People are really scared.
Yeah. No, I think they are very scared. I think they see that we're doing a very professional job. We've been working with the governors and frankly, the mayor's local government at every level. We have FEMA totally involved. FEMA has been, usually we see FEMA for the hurricanes and the tornadoes. Now we have FEMA involved in this. They've been doing a fantastic job locally, working with people that they know because they work, like as an example, in California, in the state of Washington. They work with them a lot on other things, and they're very familiar, so they're working on it. What you can do, and all you can do, is professional, totally competent. We have the best people in the world. We have really the greatest experts in the world. And someday soon, hopefully it'll end and we'll be back to where it was. But this came up, it came up so suddenly. Look, you were surprised. We were all surprised. We heard about it. We heard about reports from China that something was happening, and all of a sudden, we did make a good decision. We closed our borders to China very quickly, very rapidly. That was a otherwise, we'd be in a very, as Tony has said numerous times, we'd be in a very bad position, much worse than we would be right now. You look at what's happening in other countries. Italy's having a very hard time. But I think that what we do, and I've spoken actually with my son. He says, "How bad is this?" It's bad. It's bad. But we're going to be hopefully a best case, not a worst case, and that's what we're working for. Yes.
I think you can clear up some confusion on two key fronts. One is about your own test. The other is about containment efforts. Is the administration considering more aggressive containment options, like a quarantine, a national curfew, restricting
Well, we have that
domestic
very
air
much.
travel?
Yeah, we have that very much, and we've been pretty aggressive. We were early with Europe, but we were very, very early with China and other places, and fortunately we were. And as far as containment here, we're coming out with strong suggestions, and it's becoming a little bit automatic. You look at people, they're not doing certain things. For instance, they're obviously not, I wouldn't say the restaurant business is booming, and bars and grills and all. People are self-containing to a large extent. We look forward to the day when we can get back to normal.
To be
Go ahead,
specific,
what's your second question?
are you considering instituting a nationwide lockdown, a nationwide quarantine? The NSC knocked that down, but there's still some questions about how it all came
At this
to be.
point, not nationwide, but well, there are some places in our nation that are not very affected at all. But we may look at certain areas, certain hotspots, as they call them. We'll be looking at that, but at this moment, no, we're not.
The second question is, you said you had your coronavirus test Friday night. The White House doctor's office put out a statement around midnight Friday saying that no test was indicated. So when exactly was your test administered?
Well, I
sir?
had my test. It was late Friday night, and the reason I did it was because I had no symptoms whatsoever. So the doctor said, "You have no symptoms, so we don't see any reason." But when I did the press conference on Friday, everybody was going crazy. Did you do the test? Did you do the test? So very late on Friday night, I did the test. And he may have put out, or the doctor may have put out something I don't know what time the letter went out. Maybe it was put out by somebody else. But the results came back, I believe, the following day. And we tested negative.
But the question is, how could the White House doctor's office say a test wasn't indicated, implying that you hadn't had one when in fact you had?
Well, I told them that, and I went totally by what they said, the doctors, more than one. They said you don't have any of the symptoms. They checked what you're supposed to check, and that I didn't have symptoms. But I did a test late on Friday night, and it came back probably 24 hours later or something. They sent it to the labs, came back later. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, you had a teleconference with the nation's governors today.
Yeah.
And in that teleconference, you told them if they need things like respirators or masks to try to get it on their own. What did you mean by that, and what will the federal
If they can
government
get
do to
them
help?
faster by getting them on their own, in other words, go through a supply chain that they may have, because the governors, during normal times, the governors buy a lot of things, not necessarily through federal government. if they're able to get ventilators, respirators, if they're able to get certain things without having to go through the longer process of federal government. We have stockpiles now, and we're ordering tremendous numbers of ventilators, respirators, masks, and they're ordered, and they're coming, and we have quite a few at this point. I think, Mike, we have a lot. But if they can get them directly, it's always going to be faster if they can get them directly if they need them. And I've given them authorization to order directly. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, one of the big weaknesses in our healthcare system is surge capacity for medical facilities, and I wanted to
Right.
ask what precautions, what planning is being done to get China was able to build hospitals in a matter of days. Are you prepared to use the Corps of Engineers or FEMA to start building surge capacity that we may need in a couple weeks?
Well, first of all, we hope we don't get there, and that's what we're doing, and that's why we're taking a very strict look at this. But we also are looking at areas, and not only looking, we're expanding certain areas. We're taking over buildings that aren't used. We're doing a lot in that regard. We hope we don't have to get there, but we are doing a lot in that regard.
Could you clarify something? These guidelines say stay home if you're sick. Yesterday, the Vice President said no one should worry about losing a paycheck if they stay home when they're sick. But the House bill exempts companies of 500 employees or more from the paid sick leave
Yeah.
requirement, and that's 54% of the American workplace. Why is it a good idea to only require small businesses to provide paid
Well,
sick
we're
leave?
looking at that, and we may be expanding that. We are looking at that.
To
We
add
want
to
fairness. We want it for
companies?
everybody. No, we're looking at that through the Senate, because as you know, the Senate is now digesting that bill.
And to add
So we
big
may very
companies?
well be adding something on that. Okay? Good question.
Two questions here, Mr. President. One, going off of what he was asking, how many ventilators and how many ICU beds do we have right now, and will it be enough?
I could get back to you with that number. We've ordered a lot. We have quite a few, but it may not be enough. And if it's not enough, we will have it by the time we need it. Hopefully, we won't need them.
And you'll give us the exact number?
Yeah, we'll be
because
able to
so
give
far
you-
they have not given us an
Well,
exact
we'll
number.
give you. We can give you a number if it's important. We'll give you a number. Go ahead.
And yesterday you said that this was under tremendous control. Do you want to revisit that statement if we are going to be experiencing this until July or August, 5 more months ahead of right where we are
When I'm
now?
talking about control, I'm saying we are doing a very good job within the confines of what we're dealing with. We're doing a very good job. There's been a tremendous amount of the way they're working together. They're working hand in hand. I think they're doing really a great job. And from that standpoint, that's what I was referring to.
But
Yes,
it's not
Steve, go
under-
ahead.
you're not saying it's under control, right?
I'm not referring to it, meaning the. Yeah, if you're talking about the virus, no, that's not under control for any place in the world. I think I read.
You had said it
I
was,
think
so I
I
just wanted
read.
to
No, I
clarify.
didn't. I was talking about what we're doing is under control, but I'm not talking about the virus. Yes, please.
The stock market took another hit today. Is the U.S. economy heading into a recession?
Well, it may be. We're not thinking in terms of the virus. Once we stop, I think there's a tremendous pent-up demand, both in terms of the stock market and in terms of the economy. And once this goes away, once it goes through and we're done with it, I think you're going to see a tremendous surge.
Are you looking at any domestic travel restrictions? I know that's been on the table before, but is that firming up at all?
We're not really. We hope we don't have to, Steve. We think that hopefully we won't have to do that, but it's certainly something that we talk about every day. We haven't made that decision.
Mr. President, can I ask you, doctors and nurses in this country are telling us across the board that they're terrified of this virus, of the fact that they might get it, of the fact that they might take it home to their families. What can you say to assure healthcare providers in this country that the federal government is doing something today to ensure that they get personal protective equipment to protect themselves and their families?
Well, I think the federal government is doing everything that we can possibly do. We made some very good early decisions by keeping people out, by keeping countries out, certain countries where the infection was very immense. I notice a lot of people are talking about South Korea because they've done a good job on one side, but on the other side, tremendous problems at the beginning. They had tremendous problems and great numbers of death. I think that we've done a fantastic job from just about every standpoint. With that being said, you look, no matter where you look, this is something, it's an invisible enemy. And, but we are speaking all the time, not only with the people, but also the professional people, the nurses, the doctors. They have been doing a fantastic job. We are also working very much on getting them the kind of equipment that they need. And for the most part, they either have it or they will be getting it. But remember this, We want the governors, we want the mayors, we want them locally from a local standpoint because it can go quicker. We want them to work. And we had a great talk with the governors today. I think it was a really great talk. There's a tremendous coordination. There's a tremendous spirit that we have together with the governors. And that's pretty much, for the most part, bipartisan. Yeah.
Mr. President, you told John that you think this could wash through, as you said, July, August. You just told Steve when he asked you about a possibility of recession. You said it may be. I'm curious, if there is a recession, when do you think that might hit?
Well, I don't number one, determine recession. I just say this: we have an invisible enemy. We have a problem that a month ago nobody ever thought about. Nobody in the, I've read about it. I read about many years ago, 1917, 1918. I've seen all of the different problems similar to this that we've had. This is a bad one. This is a very bad one. This is bad in the sense that it's so contagious. It's just so contagious. Sort of record-setting type contagion. And the good part is the young people they do very well, and healthy people do very well. Very, very bad for older people, especially older people with problems. My focus is really on getting rid of this problem, this virus problem. Once we do that, everything else is going to fall into place. Yes, please.
Mr. President, a lot of rumors last night that you were going to put in a national curfew, or some kind of, texting.
I've been
stuff.
reading. I've been watching.
Right, exactly. Me too. Your people were saying this is a foreign disinformation campaign. Is that what's going on? Are people messing with us on the internet?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that I can't tell you if they are or not. And, I think a lot of the media actually has been very fair. I think people are pulling together on this. I really think the media has been very fair. I think it could be that you have some foreign groups that are playing games, but it doesn't matter. We haven't really determined to do that at all, and hopefully we won't have to. That's a very big step. It's a step we can take, but we have not decided to do it. Jennifer, go.
Mr. President, two things, one on airlines and one on Jeff Bezos. Can you talk a little bit specifically about what you'd like to do to help the airlines, first of all? And then second of all, we heard that Jeff Bezos has been in contact with the White House daily. Can you say what he's been asking for or proposing?
Well, I've heard that's true. I don't know that for a fact, but I know that some of my people have, as I understand it, been dealing with them or with him. And that's nice. We've had tremendous support from a lot of people that can help. And I believe he was one of them. As far as the airlines are concerned, the airlines, we're going to back the airlines 100%. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault unless you go to the original source. But it's nobody's fault. And we're going to be in a position to help the airlines very much. We've told the airlines we're going to help them.
They want $25 billion.
Well, we're going to be helping. We're going to be backstopping the airlines. We're going to be helping them very much, John. It's very important.
What do you do about the stock market, sir? $
$25 billion for the passenger carriers and $4 billion for cargo.
We're going to be looking at it very strongly. We have to back the airlines. It's not their fault. In fact, they were having a record season. Everybody was. They were having record seasons, and then this came out. And it came out from nowhere. So not their fault, but we're going to be backing the airline, yeah.
The stocks continue to fall today. Would the White House support negative rates?
Best thing I can do for the stock market is we have to get through this crisis. That's what I can do. That's the best thing we can do. That's what I think about. Once this virus is gone, I think you're going to have a stock market like nobody's ever seen before.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will be voting tomorrow, Mr. President?
Mr. President, the other day you said you don't take
he'll be back in a second. He'll be back in a second. I think the question that I think maybe John asked about until July, the guidelines are a 15-day trial guideline to be reconsidering. It isn't that these guidelines are now going to be in effect until July. What the president was saying is that the trajectory of the outbreak may go till then. Make sure we don't think that these are solid in stone till July. Yeah.
That would be the outside number. Yeah.
Mr. President,
you've been criticized.
Hold on 1 second, please. Go ahead.
To follow up, Senate Republicans, do you want Senate Republicans to change the package that passed the House last week, even though you
I think they may make it even
better.
better. Look, they're working together very well with the House. They're working very much in unison, like the question before. They're working to only enhance it and make it better and make it fair for everybody. And that's what we're looking to do. So we may go back and forth with the House a little bit, but both will be in a very positive fashion. Please.
Yeah, Mr. President, These new guidelines say avoid social gatherings in groups of more than 10 people. The CDC's recommendations yesterday were for people to avoid gatherings of more than 50 people. What's evolved in you and your team's thinking in just the past 24 hours? And also, what exactly do you need to see in a stimulus
Well, let me
bill?
just have the professionals answer that. Would you like to do that?
Great.
please?
Thank you, and thank you for that question. So we have been working on models day and night around the globe to really predict, because some countries in our very early stage, like the United States, we've been working with groups in the United Kingdom. So we had new information coming out from a model, and what had the biggest impact in the model is social distancing, small groups, not going in public in large groups. But the most important thing was if one person in the household became infected, the whole household self-quarantine for 14 days, because that stops 100% of the transmission outside of the household. And as we talked about early on, it's silent. We had another silent epidemic, HIV. And I just want to recognize the HIV epidemic was solved by the community, the HIV advocates and activists who stood up when no one was listening and got everyone's attention. We're asking that same sense of community to come together and stand up against this virus. And if everybody in America does what we ask for over the next 15 days, we will see a dramatic difference, and we won't have to worry about the ventilators, and we won't have to worry about the ICU beds, because we won't have our elderly and our people at the greatest risk having to be hospitalized.
PPE, Dr. Burks, can we ask you to comment on the equipment? Doctor?
Go ahead. Yes, Mike, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very productive call today with governors. We talked about the new rollout of testing that we described yesterday, and drive-through and community-based testing. And I know how grateful the President is for the efforts that governors are making, and now with the Admiral and the United States Public Health Service as well as FEMA, we made great progress today in coordinating those efforts. But the other issue that was raised with the President today was personal protective equipment. And the reason I mentioned testing is because one of the recommendations that we have for states is that these remote testing sites make a priority of two groups. One would be people over the age of 65 that have symptoms. We don't want them to go to hospitals or emergency rooms. We want them to go to a remote site in a parking lot or at a isolated community location. But the other category is our healthcare workers. We want to make sure that our healthcare workers have the opportunity to be tested, and using that new high throughput test that the President arranged with our major commercial labs, we'll be able to do that much more expeditiously. So we're putting a real priority on our extraordinary healthcare workers that are at this very hour coming alongside people that are struggling with the coronavirus and people that are concerned that they may have been exposed. The other piece is we're grateful that the legislation passed by the House of Representatives includes liability protection for N95 masks produced by companies like 3M in Minnesota, by Honeywell. Literally tens of millions of masks are produced every year for industrial purposes, for construction. But the health experts say they can be used just as readily to protect healthcare workers from respiratory ailments. 3M and other companies were not able to sell those to hospitals, but the President negotiated with the Democratic leadership of the House and Senate. We've added a provision to the bill that will literally, from one company alone, add another 30 million masks per month back to the marketplace. We're strengthening the supply chain, and healthcare workers around America can be absolutely certain that the President and our entire team are going to continue to put the health of America first and put first our healthcare workers across this country that are meeting the needs of the people of our country.
Mr. Vice President, how many test kits have been sent out, and how many people can actually be tested?
I think the Admiral can answer that. And you might want to talk about the roving also.
So thank you very much for that. As we talked about yesterday, we're really entering a new phase of testing. At first, we were at the initial phase where the CDC-developed test was only available in public health laboratories in the CDC. Works very well for a few thousand tests per day after it gets running. We're now moving into a phase that the big commercial laboratories with high throughput screening have availability. So as we talked about last week, because of the historic efforts of the FDA, a Roche test, and as the President predicted, a Thermo Fisher test were both produced last week under an emergency use authorization. 1.9 million of those tests will be sequentially into the ecosystem this week. From the information we have right now, 1 million tests are available with all the reagents, everything ready to go, primarily at the reference labs called Quest, LabCorp, and a couple others. Now, it doesn't matter if they're not in your neighborhood, because every day when people get tests, a little white box goes out in front, it gets shipped by an incredible distribution system, the test result, and it's electronically reported. So these are available to people nationwide. We expect more and more than 1 million coming on board this week as the reagents come up and as people with the testing capacity validate that in their own hospitals and other places. And in the future, we expect at least 2 million next week and at least 5 million the week thereafter. There are also a whole growth of what's called laboratory determined testing or laboratory derived testing, where individual laboratories, because of the regulatory deregulation of the FDA, can develop their own tests and start using them. So if you're a CLIA certified lab with complexity, you can do that. So the point is, testing is now entering sort of what we normally do in the healthcare system, where big labs in a high throughput basis receive these through normal channels. So that part of it is really underway.
Do you know how many Americans have actually been tested? Do you have a number?
There is a number. I don't have that number because I've been working on setting up this distribution system. So this is where we are. The state and public health laboratories in the CDC are published every day on the CDC website. The CDC gets feeds from LabCorp and Quest, and they get that on a daily basis. What is not being received right now, and Ambassador Birx is fixing, is that these homegrown tests in highly complex labs don't necessarily get reported in the system. However, as we move forward, particularly in the commercial phase of where we are right now, we expect about 80 to 85% of the tests to flow right into the CDC. We know them. That's not good enough for Ambassador Birx. She wants 100, and we'll work on that.
So I think just to put it a different way, a lot of testing has been going on, and I don't believe anybody's been able to do what we're doing and what we will be doing.
And let me just say that we talked about the drive-through testing yesterday. I want it to be clear to everybody, this is just another tool for states and local public health systems and healthcare systems to use. It's not replacing testing that goes on in a doctor's office or in a hospital, or if you go to your doctor and wants to get tested in that office. This is just another tool that we're helping the states to have. And again, as we talked about, this is modeled on the FEMA-based points of distribution system optimized for testing. We expect this week, we now have gear, people being shipped right now today that will be in over 12 states with multiple sites, many states having multiple sites, to start augmenting the local capacity and really providing the state and the local people what they need as another way for people to get tested.
So this has never been done before. That's never been done, and certainly not on a level like that. And I will say that I think I can speak for the professionals that if you don't have the symptoms, if your doctor doesn't think you need it, don't get the test. Don't get the test. I think that's very important. Not everybody should run out and get the test. That's right. But we're able to handle tremendous numbers of people. John?
Mr. President, earlier today, Governor Cuomo of New York said that he believes that hospital capacity soon will be overwhelmed and implored you to call on the Army Corps of Engineers to build temporary facilities to house patients. Is that something
we're
you
looking
would
into?
consider?
It. We've heard that. We've heard it from really two places. There are two places that have specifically, New York being one, and we are looking into it very strongly. Yeah. Steve, go ahead, please.
Sir, how have you changed your own behavior to take account of this virus? Are you washing your hands more?
Oh, I've always washed my hands a lot. I wash my hands a lot, probably, maybe if anything more, certainly not less.
What was it like taking the test?
something I want to do every day. I can tell you that. It's it's a little bit of good doctors in the White House, but it's a test. It's a test. It's a medical test. Nothing pleasant about it.
You had said that in a tweet that Governor Cuomo should be doing more.
Well, I think he can do more.
What specifically
but I think
should he be doing?
I think he can do more. And it's an area of the country that's very hot right now. I think New Rochelle, and a place I know very well. I grew up right near New Rochelle. I think it's an area that has to be tamped down even more, because it's a hotbed. There's no question about it. So I think they can look at doing it. But we're getting along very well. We've had a very, in fact, I noticed he made some statements just now that the relationship with the federal government has been good. The federal government has done everything they've wanted us to do. But we can. I think it's very important that all of the governors get along very well with us, and that we get along with the governors, and I think that's happening.
Mr. President, that people shouldn't.
I have Mr. President. The Defense Secretary and the Assistant Defense Secretary have decided to separate and be in a bubble to avoid the spread of the disease and to protect the chain of command. Is that something you and the Vice President should be doing? And has there been any talk about having to have a 25th Amendment?
Well, we haven't thought of it, but I will say this, that we're very careful. We're very careful with being together. Even the people behind me they've been very strongly tested. I've been very strongly tested, and we have to be very careful. But everybody should be vigilant. We have to be vigilant.
Thank you, Mr. President. Two simple questions for you, Mr. President.
Go ahead, please.
Two simple questions for you, Mr. President.
Hold it before you.
Okay. I don't know if this is a question for you or for Dr. Birx, but Dr. Birx said that it is the millennials who are going to lead us through this, and that now is the time to look out for the older people in our home. Older might be a state of mind, not necessarily an age. So for those millennials of us who have parents who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, what is older? What should we tell them at this point?
Well, if I was Dr. Fauci, I would tell you there's a physiologic age and a numerical age. So older people with pre-existing conditions. And what do we mean by that? Significant heart disease, significant kidney disease, significant lung disease, any immunosuppression, any recent treatment for cancer, any of those pieces in any household. Now, why do I think the millennials are the key? Because they're the ones that are out and about. And they're the most likely to be in social gatherings. And they're the most likely to be the least symptomatic. And I think we've always heard about the greatest generation. We're protecting the greatest generation right now, and the children of the greatest generation. And I think the millennials can help us tremendously by having, plus they need to communicate with each other. Public health people like myself don't always come out with compelling and exciting messages that a 25 to 35-year-old may find interesting and something they will take to heart. But millennials can speak to one another about how important it is in this moment to protect all of the people. Now, you could be 40 and have a significant medical condition and be of substantial risk. You could be 30 and having come through Hodgkin's disease or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and be of a significant risk. So there are risk groups in every age group, but there's more millennials now than any other cohort, and they can help us at this moment.
Mr. President, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. You already talked. Mr. President, the other day you said that you were not responsible for the testing shortfall. Very simple question. Does the buck stop with you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your response to this crisis?
I'd rate it a 10. I think we've done a great job. And it started with the fact that we kept a very highly infected country, despite all of even the professionals saying, no, it's too early to do that. We were very, very early with respect to China. And we would have a whole different situation in this country if we didn't do that. I would rate it I would rate ourselves and the professionals. I think the professionals have done a fantastic job. As far as the testing, you heard the Admiral. I think the testing that we've done, we really took over an obsolete system, or put it maybe in a different way, a system that wasn't meant to do anything like this. We took it over, and we're doing something that's never been done in this country. And I think that we are doing very well. We took the system, we worked with the system we had, and we broke down the system purposely. We broke it down in order to do what we're doing now. And within a short period of time, and even now, we're testing tremendous numbers of people. And ultimately, you're saying it will be what? It will be up to how many people will we be able to test?
We certainly expect with the high throughput testing that that's no longer a barrier. The barrier is actually doing the test on a person. And I'm sure, as the president would inform you, in order to do the test, a healthcare provider needs to dress in full personal protective equipment. And there's a swab that's put in the back of the nose all the way to the back of the throat. It's called a nasopharyngeal swab, which is then put in media. The next person who has to get tested, that healthcare provider has to change all the personal protective equipment. When you put that in, it's highly likely a person coughs or sneezes, so you're at risk. So that's what we're trying to fix now by the mobile platforms, by all the things we're doing, is to enable sort of high throughput of this swabbing. And we're doing some technological things too that might be breakthroughs to make it much faster. But we certainly expect that from thousands of people per day, we will be at the tens of thousands of people per day this week, according to those who are.
Does the buck stop with you, Mr. President? Does the buck stop with you?
Yeah, normally, but I think when you hear the, this has never been done before in this country. If you look back, take a look at some of the things that took place in 09 or 11 or whatever it may have been. They never did. Nobody's ever done anything like what we're doing. Now, I will also say, Admiral, I think we can say that we're also getting this ready for the future, so that when we have a future problem, if and when, and hopefully we don't have anything like this, but if there is, we're going to be we're going to be starting off from a much higher plateau, because we were at a very, very low base. We had a system that was not meant for this. It was a smaller system. It was meant for a much different purpose. And for that purpose, it was fine, but not for this purpose. So we broke down the system, and now we have something that's going to be, and is very special, and is ready for future problems. I think we can say that very strongly. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes.
How close are you to shutting down America's northern border with Canada? And could you also speak to the fact about the elections that are supposed to be taking place tomorrow? Is it your advice that those states postpone those elections?
Well, I'd leave that up to the states. It's a big thing, postponing an election. I think, to me, that really goes to the heart of what we're all about. I think postponing an election is a very tough thing. I know they're doing, because they've been in touch with us, they're doing it very carefully. They're spreading people out at great distances, as you can see. And I think they'll do it very safely. I hope they do it very safely. But I think postponing elections is it's not a very good thing. They have lots of room in a lot of the electoral places, and I think that they will do it very well. But I think postponing is unnecessary.
On the northern border, sir, how close are you to
We
shutting
think
it
about
down?
it. We think about it. If we don't have to do it, that'll be good. We have very strong emergency powers when it comes to something like this, both on the southern and the northern borders. And we are talking about different things, but we'll see. Right now, we have not decided to do that. Steve?
Can we get Dr. Fauci to talk about the vaccine trial today and whether the timetable for a vaccine is it possible to accelerate, or is it still 12 to 18 months?
So, thank you for that question. The vaccine candidate that was given the first injections for the first person took place today. You might recall when we first started, I said it would be 2 to 3 months, and if we did that, that would be the fastest we've ever gone from obtaining the sequence to being able to do a phase 1 trial. This has been now 65 days, which I believe is the record. What it is, it's a trial of 45 normal individuals between the ages of 18 and 55. The trial is taking place in Seattle. There will be 2 injections, one at 0 day, first one, then 28 days. There will be 3 separate doses, 25 milligrams, 100 milligrams, 250 milligrams, and the individuals will be followed for 1 year, both for safety and whether it induces the kind of response that we predict would be protective. And that's exactly what I've been telling this group over and over again. So it's happened. The first injection was today.
Sir, the market just closed down 3,000, almost 13%. Your response to the market close, sir?
Is pregnancy an underlying condition?
Thank you. Dr. Fauci, is there guidance for someone who may have felt sick but then feels better, so you had symptoms but you no longer do, your fever's gone away? How long would you stay home after that point? That's not clear from the guidelines.
Well, if you are positive for the infection, if you have coronavirus, it is less how you feel than whether or not you're still shedding virus. So the general issue about letting people out of a facility, who, for example, a hospital or whatever, who have been infected, you need 2 negative cultures, the same way that was just described, 24 hours apart.
Yeah, no, the market will take care of itself. The market will be very strong as soon as we get rid of the virus. Yes.
Can you clarify about pregnant women? Is that an underlying? Because the UK said today that pregnancy was one of those underlying conditions. Do we say that too?
There's very little data in pregnant women. I think about a week ago, I said the reports that came in from China, from the Chinese CDC of the 9
Пошел, пошел! Резче давай, пошел!
Well, a lot of time just cleared up on my schedule.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Microsoft employees are under a customer quarantine notice.
A what?
Customer quarantine. So we're not allowed to go see people.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all remote.
OG gonna be at home for a minute.
I just need, I'm putting a schedule together with Erica tonight for the kids because today has been just insane for them.
Yeah.
Like they sent home SOL packets, which are like, they call them standards of learning, like a testing thing that we have.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm calling it. Holy shit. Ah. But yeah, that was announced right. So right after I was watching the White House live stream, I messaged my current boss because my other boss is on vacation. And he's like, "It ain't. None of this is gonna matter because they're putting a shutdown on it. Probably by later today."
Okay.
So, and that's it, quote unquote, to protect its employees. Okay. Well, productivity just went to zero, buddy. That's all I gotta tell you.
Yeah. Hey, you can have a drink.
What is it?
Work.
Got 11 minutes on my scav.
Can I have some?
Can have a drink, yes. Okay, that's enough.
This is so good.
Okay, that's enough. I don't want
Can I have
you
some myself?
drinking a drink that's called Spark that much.
Can I have some myself?
No,
Why?
because Layla's got like a bunch of caffeine in it.
So, take a sleep gummy tonight.
Take about 5 sleep gummies after you drink that.
You don't know how crazy I get, but when Mason
I've
drinks
seen how crazy you are today with 0 caffeine.
it, I'm not crazy at all.
Sherry actually created or printed out, not created. Nobody creates anything anymore.
Is it that
Nothing's
COVID-19 schedule? It's
yeah,
I
it's
don't have to have that big of stuff. But
Yeah.
I could have just like one.
and believe it or not, 4 to 5 is chores. Layla, stop! You almost spilled that. Okay. What other chores are you doing? You have 45 minutes. What other chores are you doing right now? I want you to go work on the piles of laundry in the living
Just have a
room.
little sip.
No,
One more.
you cannot. Layla. Yeah, man, did a Teams meeting on my way home. Oh, dang, I got that backpack back. Okay. Oh, that was my raid last night. I died. So you saw my highlight clip on Interchange.
Yeah.
I got my Pilgrim backpack back. Helmet, contacts, my Yuli armored rig, and then 3 magazines. He took my gun. That was weird.
It is. I mean, it's good for you though, man.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
it is. Oh, my gun's inside the backpack. What?
What gun?
He must have died. He died. He got killed.
You think?
Yeah, he was this like crappy player scav that just was rolling up. Or you know what happened? So there was four bodies laying around, right? So he was probably either just having his pick of loot, and obviously the MP5 is probably not going to be the top of your top choice.
Right. And he panicked.
He either panicked or just like found something better and just left it. But he probably got killed because, I mean, you would take a Pilgrim backpack if you were a scav, right?
I think. All right, let me get my water, and then I'm ready to roll. Well, I got 8 minutes for the scav. So.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Did you like the title of my stream?
That was great. That was great.
Like, that should get a few people to pay attention.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Bitcoin has gone from 4,400 to 5,300 and back to 4,900. It just.
I feel like it's gonna hit 2,000, man.
Dude, I'm not touching it until we're gonna get another strong correction. I feel like, and then at that point, it's like, do you believe in crypto? Because if you do, you're not ever gonna get a better opportunity.
Right.
I mean, for God's sakes, dude, the market closed down 3,000 points today. It dropped 13%.
Damn.
If there's ever a time to be buying blood, it's. I mean, I'm still gonna wait. Our stock went down 14% today.
Man, that's insane, dude. I've never seen anything like this.
I sold. I told you I sold everything Friday. We're down 38% since I sold. I'm brushing my shoulders off on that one.
Yeah, dude, that feels good. That's feeling good, right? Oh man.
All my coworkers are like, just ride it out, man. I'm like, you do not understand how many other like all-time highs I've ridden out. Okay, I know.
Oh my gosh.
And that was without a scary epidemic. You know, that was without oil prices. An oil war going on between Russia and Saudis right now too.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because they flushed the market with oil starting last Monday. And the price of a barrel of oil went down to like $29. So that started before the real like pandemic scare started.
Yeah.
So it's like, if these people think it's gonna go anywhere near all-time highs anytime soon, well,
oh no.
I got some XRP I want to sell you.
I'm still hanging on to all mine. I haven't sold.
I mean, you might as well.
I mean, at this point, I'm just like, I don't really give a shit. Like, it can go to 1 penny.
I'm checking out the Rev Rebel.
Oh, you've been eyeballing that thing for a while now.
I have, dude. That's
just do like me, man. When you get 16 million, buy it.
Yeah, it might take a while to grind this to another 6 million though.
Nah.
Well, I'm gonna do this scav run as soon as it's ready. We can do that together in 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then the last 2 scav runs I've died.
Yeah, I haven't had much success on. Well, besides the one where I pumped that dude in the face. You see his like brains all over the wall behind him on that stairwell in the reserve. One pump that guy.
Yep.
I mean, dude, if there was ever a satisfying one shotgun round, right?
That was
it.
Yeah.
I need to lengthen my clips to show like the loot. Like when I go down to, because I always wait, right? After I kill people, I just kind of hang out for 30 seconds to a minute, just usually assessing the situation.
Right.
But man, like, need to see those. See what the guy has on video.
Oh my god. Day 2.
Yeah.
So did they just all together change up the schedule that they were talking about earlier today, or for your work, or
they split our team up into 2 groups, and it was just my team leader. He was just, before he met with his bosses, he was like, here's how I think it's going to go. Like, this group's going to stay home this week. This group's going to stay home next week.
Right.
And it was just flip flop from what he said. But I mean, they said, you know, we're gonna do this for about 8 weeks at least. So I mean, you know, off this week, work next week, off the following week. And I shouldn't say off. Like I have to wake up and actually clock in because we use a phone system to clock in. We're hourly employees.
Right.
But I don't know. They tried to say that we have administrative duties to do, but dude, it's like our job's like 90% like hands-on, right?
Right,
so
right.
It's not. I mean, I shouldn't say 90%. We like all of our paperwork, and we work in a database. It's a huge database of all equipment and history of all equipment and parts used and contracts and all this stuff. But I mean, most of that is in a result of you doing work on equipment, right? So like you document everything you've done and you attach service reports and all this stuff. And it's, if you're not doing work, like you don't have computer work to do.
Right. My scav's ready, by the way. If you want to do a reserve run. He's got a pistol. Okay. Don't expect much out of me.
Aww. I expect a lot. All right, let's see here. Escape from Tarkov. Oh, I gotta. Whoa, is that a Sega 12 gauge with like a 15 round magazine? God, these girls, dude. I do have some body armor, so that's good.
Yeah, I have. What is that stuff called? That Kurasa armor, like level 2, level
blue.
3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad armor.
It'll stop a round or two.
Yeah. I have the blue UN armor.
Yeah, I've been itching to get back to the range today, all day.
I bet. I was laughing and thinking about it earlier today. I'm like, I don't think I've ever been to a gun range before. Like, I don't even know how, like, what to even do. Like, you just check in with like the range.
Yeah, I mean, every range
manager?
is different, right? So the one I was telling you about that has like a 100-yard indoor range.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to go through like an instruction class, right?
Oh.
This one, which is Clark Brothers, is literally you show up, you sign an insurance form, right? Basically saying, look, you know, you hurt yourself, it's on you. And then if you buy ammo there, the range is free. Or if you bring your own ammo, it's $25 an hour.
Okay.
And you walk up, you sign into a sheet. The range officer puts you in a lane. And then, yeah, you have to obviously wait until the range is clear to put up your targets and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I wondered. Like, everybody has to be on the same page with.
Right, like, so there's a red light, green light, right?
Oh, okay. I got you.
So, I spawned right on the rails.
All right, I'm super close range.
Yeah, me
so,
too.
I mean,
Look what I got.
Oh yeah, I see what you got there.
I'm rolling with you.
What?
What?
They didn't give me any extra ammo. I got 9 shots in this gun and no extra shells. I mean, come on, Tarkov.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, bless. Go in this building.
Yeah.
If somebody left anything in the marked room. Nine
cleared out, man.
I'm sure it has been. There's nothing in here. This was like a armory.
Yeah, there was an attachment I picked up, but that was it.
Oh man.
Hey, lay down.
There's even a left. It's like a AK-74 in here.
Never really looked inside of these marked rooms. Weird ritual shit going on there. Alright. Little things, ammo.
Alright. Heading out to the next. And these towers usually have something in them, don't they?
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm gonna go check.
I haven't heard one shot.
No.
Famous last words.
Oh, this has got a big container in here.
Oh, in the tower?
Yeah.
One in the other building?
What? SKS silencer? Shotgun shells, anybody?
Ooh. Got a weapon. AKMS.
Oh, nice.
That's nice, considering I started with a pistol.
Yeah, it is. I got some ammo for you, I think.
I'm trying to breach this thing. I've got 7.62.
Let me see what mine is. Mine's 5.45, the PRS ammo.
Yeah.
What are the girls doing? They're running around outside, like in the rain, chasing after the cat.
Well, cabin fever is setting in early.
Oh man, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be real bad.
Say that again. We don't have any sports to lean on to bring them to.
Volleyball's getting ready to start. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's probably not gonna start, is it? All right, I'm looking out over the map, over the bunkers here, and I don't see anything. You're outside? Yeah, I see you down there.
Yeah.
Right, the blue hat?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'm coming down.
So funny, I can hear you from here. Clang, clang, clang,
Oh,
clang,
those
clang.
stairs are so damn loud. Oh, there you go. Nice gun.
Had a bit of luck lately with weapon cases.
Yeah.
Ever since that guy popped me in the face, I'm always watching now.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna run up here and check this one. This object shit. I'm gonna check this weapon case behind this tank.
Alright. Check up there. We get in here after shit went down. How long? 30
Maybe.
minutes in here.
I wouldn't think so, but
Oh shit. What was that?
I don't know.
Is that at you?
Yeah, that's off to the left. Oh shit, I just got smoked. Oh, there's a gun right here.
Did you get hit?
Whoa, there's an M4 right here. Yeah.
Does he see you? I wonder.
Yeah, he saw me. He's over like in the to the left if you're looking out across the map.
towers?
Yeah, yeah. I just found an M4 laying against this tank.
What the fuck, really? Damn.
Yep. I'm running back towards. He smoked my
I see him.
thorax.
I see him.
Where is he?
He's
We
in the
might be able to
tower.
tag team him. What tower?
That other tower that's over by
in the corner?
Scavlan's, yeah.
Really? That sounded close.
Yeah, no, he's there.
Okay. Is he like presenting any kind of shots?
No, no. I'm also trying to keep a low profile here.
Alright, well.
Look in the train yard.
Oh, AK-74.
What all sorts of guns over there.
Yeah, I'm dropping this Sega.
I don't see this guy anymore.
He might have tried to come over. You still in the tower?
Yeah. Trying to. See if I can't get a vantage point.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't see any movement. Oh, I see him. He sees me. He's at the tower. Yeah,
Still in the tower?
he saw me, yeah. He's alright. You know where the entrance to the tower is at the top where they have that corrugated metal sheet? He's right he's ducking up and down behind that corrugated metal sheet.
Okay.
He's up. He's up. He's aiming. He's aiming. He was aiming. Tell me if you see him, because he's popping up.
Man. Dude, the sights on this gun are so bad. Oh, I can take them off. Yes. I actually found a red dot.
Nice.
Sweet. What? Uh-oh, dude. This is not good. Hold on.
Oh, this shot sounded good, bro.
Oh, boy. Hold on.
Oh, shit, he saw me. That was me trying to pop it. Hack! Oh, this guy's gonna take my head off, dude, if I keep peeking. Got him once. Is that you below me? Ryan.
Jeez, man.
What happened?
Oh, the cat went back by the railroad tracks and went way down, and they're freaking out.
Dude, I tagged this sniper 3 times.
You still up? Are you still in the
I
tower?
had to come down. I ran out of ammo.
Okay. Is he still up there?
Yeah. Like I
Alright,
said,
listen.
the corrugated metal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back down.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak around and ambush the F out of this guy with this M4.
Kill the scav player.
I'm gonna go over in a training yard.
Yeah, he's up again. If you can see him at all, and with that red dot, he's a terrible sniper. He keeps popping up, and he's up right now at that tower.
All right, I'm going to sneak around.
Okay.
And come where he's not even going to think about looking.
All right.
I'm going to pop it. So where are you at in accordance to...
I am now by heating pipe. Gonna sneak up on him with the pistol. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
'Cause he is probably the worst sniper I've ever encountered in Tarkov. I've tagged him twice. I don't know how he's not dead because I've headshot him twice, or at least, if not headshot, I've hit him in the thorax area twice.
Yeah. I see him up there. I just don't want to...
Right. So your boy is army crawling along the wall by heating pipe. All the way down there. I'm going to put 5 ppm rounds in this guy's face.
Oh, I see him up there.
Oh, he's going down now. See, you see he's moving around. He's moving around, yeah. It's like literally up there walking around, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to like be too secretive. Oh, I see him. I see him. Yeah, dude, watch this. I just domed that.
Did you?
Yeah, I got him.
Yes.
You just shot at somebody? Yeah, I domed him.
Nice. All right, I'm getting up to get up there.
He just shot at somebody over by dorms. Oh dang, that's meaty.
Is that
All right,
you?
I'm coming over. I'm coming over to you because I don't know if that was Raiders or what that was, but red dot for the win.
Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Oh,
He's
his
in that
ass
far
got...
corner.
Yep. You dunk. You. He was a scav, sniper scav.
Yeah,
That's
I figured he was.
That's funny. Is this Tarzan new? I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, it's new.
Damn, dude, you just wrecked his ass. Nice. He had pack of armor that didn't do jack shit. Oh, is that you coming up?
Yeah, I'm right underneath. I'm just looking outside to see if these girls are doing it.
I hit him in.
It's
I hit
raining
him in
here. They're out there like in flip flops.
Oh shit!
Oh
shit!
shit! Oh shit! Who's shooting at you?
Oh, someone's shooting at me just now. Someone knows I'm up here.
Yeah, but they don't know I'm down here. So I'm gonna.
That was at a distance, wherever that was, by the way.
Okay. The girls are both sobbing. Like, I was like,
Oh, is that you moving around down there?
yeah, I'm moving.
All right. I don't know who just shot at me. Where from? I feel like it was over by dorms. FYI.
Okay. He shot at somebody that direction.
All right. Yeah.
All right, what kind of time we got? 17 minutes.
I'm looking at
Holding the
dorms.
fence. What gun did he have?
SVD or the SV98.
I think it sounded beefy.
It'll fuck you up if.
I mean, I messed up a PMC with it yesterday.
Yeah. I'm army crawling to get to his body to pick up his tea bag.
I'm just kind of watching our angles here.
Oh, dude, he has a 60 round drum for 5.56.
What?
Yeah.
Does he have 5.56?
No, but
is it full?
No, it's 0 to 60.
Ah, let's say I might need that for this M4.
I see the blood stain on his head. Someone shoot at me so I know where you are. Yep, shots again. Oh, that hit. Oh. Yep. Don't know where that came from.
I feel like it's out front.
Dude,
Like,
okay. Fuck, I don't have a bandage. Damn it.
that is definitely like. I see your gun sticking out of the side.
Yeah. Does this guy not have a bandage? God damn it, doesn't. Ah!
Bleeding.
Yeah, I gotta come down.
think this guy's in that building straight out, like the.
Yeah.
In a window or something looking.
Wait for the shot.
Yeah.
That's close. No, I see him. I see him.
Where is he?
It's a raider, dude.
Really?
He's on one of those, like, what do you call, like, the night buildings? But he's straight across. I had to have just hit him.
On top of it?
Yeah. I had to have hit him in the chest with the round.
Dang.
Yep. Tone deaf. No, he's a player.
Oh, you killed him?
No, it just shows me.
Oh.
I'm going to look in. Yeah, he's all right.
Where
You
you
know where
at?
the observatory is?
Yeah.
The building that's in front of it. If you're looking that direction, he's on top.
Yeah. I can't. I don't see him though. Is he still up there?
Yep.
Just standing up there?
I mean, I don't know if he still is, but that's where he was when my last shot.
Where'd you go?
I'm dead.
What?
Yeah, dude, I came down the tower, laid down right in front, and that's where I saw him.
Oh.
And I got one good shot, probably hit his chest, dead on. And that was...
So it's a raider for sure?
No, it's a player.
Sad and...
Tone deaf. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know what to do here. I'm kind of pinned. I'm just gonna wait him out and see if he comes over here to loot your body.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea right now.
I mean, he doesn't have much time. If he's a player, he doesn't have much time.
Boy, I tell you what. Just call me the bill collector, OG. Certain agencies want certain things. They want to turn it on. But guess what?
Gonna cost you. You're probably making out pretty good on this whole scenario.
I mean, dude, they are. It's more around. They don't realize just how much they've been cheaping out. Like, here's the best way to describe it. You know, you get an airline ticket for a super cheap airline, right?
Uh-huh.
And suddenly you find out you got to pay for a bag, and you got to pay for to move your seat, and you got to pay for moving, or any little thing you're having to pay for. That's kind of what they're figuring out right now. So
yeah, they're trying to
and then it's one of those things where like we've been making suggestions. All it takes is a pandemic for you to realize.
So this guy really wait that long just to kill you?
Who? That? The PMC?
Mm-hmm. I mean, when he
just
shot at you the first time versus like...
Right. He did.
Just want him to come loot your body because I'm like guarding it like crazy right now. Is that or he knows I'm here and he's hard flanking me? Like I said, his only exit point is... freaking train's gone. But his only exit point is sewer manhole with no backpack or observatory, right?
Yeah. Sure, unless he's got paracord in Red Rebel.
Yeah, that's what I meant by observatory.
Oh, yeah. Well, San Francisco ordered shelter in place.
Huh?
San Francisco is now sheltering in place. 7 million people can't go anywhere.
Where's that?
San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. He's coming.
Get him, OG.
Oh, shit. Kicked his ass, dude. I got him.
Nice.
He threw a grenade at me. We got into a fight. Got him.
How do you see him?
Yes.
How did he see you?
Well, he didn't see me. I had the M4 out and he fired.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
See,
I got to loot and go.
Well,
Oh, he's got an X-Fill helmet on. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. AKM. Oh, please let me get out with this. Oh, my God.
What you got?
He lost Tri-Zip, Tac-Tech,
Ooh.
AKM with 2 50-round mags, 3. Oh, dude, this guy was loaded. What? Drop.
What kind of chest
Drop,
armor you have?
please. Tac-Tech.
Okay.
Like level 5. I think it's level 5.
Is it fully armored or... Oh, you
No,
shot him
no,
up.
you hit him.
Okay.
Come on. I don't want to search this backpack. I want to take it. Oh, I feel like I'm going to die. This is taking too long.
You got OG.
I got 6 minutes. Valday scope. The 1 to 6 times. All right, I got to get over here and heal with his. Oh boy. CMS kit, I can heal my right and left broken arm. Oh man, he got wrecked with the AKS 74U that I found. Thank God it had BP rounds in it.
That definitely worked out.
Yeah. This gun is sick. Wonder what his game plan was. He had 9 minutes.
I don't know.
You know?
Hermetic door, maybe, but you have to go through the alarm.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here. I'm good on health.
Maybe he's
Go
coming
ahead
to
and
make
take-
friends with you to go out at Scavlands.
Maybe. Yo, look up this black Team Windy Exfil ballistic helmet.
Oh, I know that one.
One of the nicer helmets in the game, right? Oh man, I hate to take this SV98 off you, but
Yeah, it's about 125K.
oh baby. Is it weird I'm looting your body now too instead of going to extract?
No. Not at all.
Dang.
Just
I
piss
just don't
kill
know
the
if I
guy.
have time to do this. Alright. 3 minutes, time to go. Hole in the fence, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Please be nice to me, Tarkov. Oh, somebody just hit the bunker hermetic door button.
Oh boy.
Wonder if he had a buddy and that was their
Yeah,
game plan. Like,
that's a good
I'm
point.
gonna go loot this guy. You go hit the button. We'll meet back
Yeah,
in.
probably.
Actec's level 5 armor, right?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Dang. Just goes to show you, man. The most expensive shit in the game when you get murked by a scav that has an AKS 74U.
Right? That's hilarious, dude.
I mean, it didn't really help him out that much. He was not all that good. I mean, when I shot at him with my M4, I didn't realize this, but I only had about 4 rounds in there.
Mhm.
So he came in along that wall, like where you died. And I shot at him 4 times. Oh, headshot, AKS 7. That's why he died.
Right. Yeah.
Popped him in the face. Oh my God, what a run, dude. Are you serious? What is with this? This is like the 4th, like full kitted PMC that I've killed in the last couple days. Like, I truly believe the Tarkov giveth, Tarkov taketh type thing going on here. Because, like 3 days ago, I was ready to not play this game anymore for a while.
I saw you when you were in Rocket League. I'm like, oh, damn.
Oh, dude, it was really bad. Like, I had one of those Tarkov days where, like, it didn't matter. Like, nothing went my way. If this tells you anything, I was in this raid on reserve as a scav, went into dorms, killed a PMC pretty close range, and he had a P90 on him, so I took it. And I went into a room, and I don't know if it was his partner or somebody else was in the hallway. So we exchanged some gunfire, and like he knew where this guy was pretty decent. He threw grenades into my room, but I was hiding behind desks. And no, he was a player scav. He wasn't even a player. So he had a couple grenades. He threw them into the room. I was hiding behind some cover. The only thing exposed was my head. And this guy comes in. I'm waiting for him to come in, right? Like aim down sights, like ready. He comes in. I light him up with the P90. And you know the fire rate on that thing. This guy takes 3 or 4 hits and somehow shoots me in the head with like a 9mm pistol and kills me.
What?
And I'm like, what? P90 versus a pistol?
Dude.
And I lose? Like, I was just so angry.
Yeah. Let me take a piss real quick.
That sniper had a Valdez scope on it too. Oh man.
I know. I'll be right back. Dogs move.
Man, I used some of that Z clutch patience, PUBG patience. I learned.
Oh, the scav's ready.
Mine should be. Man, so stoked about that. You didn't hear me, but I said that I used some of that Z clutch patience from PUBG that I learned on that guy.
I mean, he was patient with me, and you were more patient than him.
I mean, those towers are so deceiving in the fact that they make you feel safe, but you're so exposed up there.
Right. And once you don't him, I mean, it's funny. I was engaging with him when you were away, and I hit him twice to the point where there were blood splatters behind him. And I was only hitting him shoulder up.
Okay.
So I must have hit him twice.
Yeah.
Oh, my scav's got a pilgrim.
Let me. Got so much stuff now. I gotta clear some room out. Eat. Is it ready? You think? Let's give it. It's only 5:25. Did you guys? Where'd you guys do when you get done on your chores? You do the laundry?
Mhm. She still has to fold.
Okay.
And away.
Do you fold and put yours away?
Mhm.
Thank you.
And clean the toilets.
Clean the toilets? Right.
Your guys is with it.
I have to organize just like 5 seconds here.
Into the driveway, nobody noticed I took a drink.
All right, I'll be right back. Father-in-law's here.
Roger.
Give me 5.
Yep.
God dang it.
No problem.
All right, OG, back.
I'll be good for, oh my god, dude, hold on. Give me a second. Hold, give me 30 seconds, hold on.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I need to sell stuff anyway.
All right. I'm ready. Whenever you are.
Okay.
Reserve. 10 a.m.
Yep. I just gotta sell a couple more things, and it's getting sold to dealers, and
Okay.
good to go. You know, like, scav runs can almost be more fun than PMC runs sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, taking down a Chad like that is so fun.
Yeah.
It's like so fun you almost feel a little guilty. The dude had like 500k worth of gear on. So you're in reserve at what time? Let's see here. Oh man. Yeah, it's not looking hot this round. Pistol in the pistol and the that goofy looking red jacket.
Takes forever for invites to come over because I can literally hear when you send it. It's like 20 seconds. Did it not pull me in?
It does take a while.
I don't see
They
it.
gotta let us just
Oh, there
like
you
team
go.
up. Yeah, it did.
Right, there it is. Okay.
I gotta alt tab out and watch this replay clip.
What's up?
I was just watching this replay.
Oh.
How pumped up I was.
Yeah, These servers are awesome right now. Already getting in.
Gosh. Oh, dang. I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I'm actually mean it this time. All right, I'm over by night building. Respond.
The servers have been good. Dude, I'm still on creating loot pools. This is
shots.
A little bit behind you.
Deep shots. Somewhere over near observatory area. And or... Oh, it's getting all the scavs excited too, so it's a PMC.
Okay, I'm in. Oh, there's a guy running. There's a guy running.
Scav or?
Where are you at?
Night building.
Yeah, there was a scav running. Night building, okay. Is that the building our favorite building?
That's the building where Rashala. We fought him that one time. Remember?
The building we were in?
Yeah, building we were in when we were fighting the Raiders at one time.
Or the building he was in?
We were in. Across the way. One closest to the bunkers. That's the night building.
Coming in. Yeah, I'm on the first floor.
Okay.
You? Where are you on?
Third floor. Whoa. That was at you. You're downstairs?
I'm coming up. This is me.
Yeah, I heard a...
No, I'm upstairs now.
Yep, okay. I heard a bullet, dude.
Somebody's marking... Yeah, somebody's marking scabs outside.
Yeah, it's somebody...
We can wait for the ambush on the stairway. I'm over here to the right of the stairway, back in this little alcove.
Okay, I am in the room with all the attachments right next to you.
Yeah, somebody was shooting scabs out, so I could hear him like getting hit, going ah.
Do you need a backpack?
No, I got one.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want to know who is shooting those scavs and where it's coming from. Have you seen the dead scav on this level?
There's a giant delay in audio right now. I don't know if you noticed it.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like there's just a big delay in audio right now in Steam. Like you were just talking in slow motion on my end.
Well, let's take a break from it today, okay? Alright, don't let the dogs out. Thank you. So you want
Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, dang, you do got a nice backpack.
I'm loading up out here.
Sure.
Alright. sights, dude. There aren't any other guns, though. Can I remove?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, sweet. Dude, I could put this PSO scope on this,
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, there's two guys. Oh, shit, dude. Observatory. They're looking at it. That's who's smirking. Dude. Where are you?
What?
There's two guys at Observatory. That were
I'm in
just
that.
looking right at us.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
Shit.
I'm running. Shit. Do not walk out over there. They got two guys with ranged weapons. I'm surprised I didn't get hit. I'm gonna look at him through this,
You can shoot him from this window.
Yeah, I can see him from here, too.
Yeah, there's people back in train yard too. I just heard silence weapons.
I need somewhere I can go prone. I just don't know the range on this thing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, from here, yeah. Okay, that's actually my
Okay, I'm gonna go second store. I'm gonna make a run for it and go second floor.
Okay. Oh, they saw me. They know we're here. Shit. Bro, I don't even know if I'm touching anybody with any of these shots with this scope.
Yeah.
Looking over
Hard to
across.
tell. Probably pretty close, I would think, from that distance.
Alright, I'm gonna get over a little bit. Alright. I'm in a good spot and I'm prone.
There's so much lag in the audio. You sound like you're talking in slow motion.
Really? Dude, they're not even moving like they're getting shot at.
Really?
Yep.
Kind of weird, isn't it? So maybe you're not even coming close, or
That's
wouldn't they
what I'm
get me
thinking.
that far off?
Yeah, I just don't know the bullet drop with these, you know? Fuck.
Yeah. Did you shoot that? Or is that them shooting?
That's me shooting them. Fuck. I don't have range. Up to 150. Oh shit. I might be dead, dude. Yep, I'm dead. I called it. I fucking called it, dude.
Why?
Hold on.
What?
Good evening. We're all
What? They snipe you?
No, not giving this guy a call back. Yeah, dude, Fat Wang. That's his name. My zeroing. This is the worst sniper rifle ever, by the way. If you ever get it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I had these guys in my sights 15 times. Didn't touch them. You gotta page up to do your zeroing. Gypsy, lay down. I'm watching it right now again. I saw the guy that killed me, and I went to aim and shoot, and it went click, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm dead, and bam. Yep. They're still up there. Alright, I gotta bounce off because kids are insane. Dinner's done, but I'm got nothing on the slate this evening, so.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be on late tonight. You know I'm sleeping in tomorrow a
Yeah.
little bit. Clock in and go back to bed. All right, man. Well, hit me up if you get back on. I'll play.
Will do, dude. I'll hit you up for sure.
All right, man.
Peace.